Hi my loves, welcome to Med Math Monday. If you're a nursing student, hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Erica and I'm Erica, but my friends call me Erica. You're my friend, so it's okay, you can call me Erica. I am a that's so weird to say. I'm a former nursing school student, but I'm not quite a nurse because I haven't passed NCLEX yet. I just graduated from my program last week. No, this week, Wednesday. It was last Wednesday on the 11th. So yeah, I am done with nursing school. So I wanted to develop a series that would help nursing students like myself get through dosage calculations or med math. I know a lot of people struggle with it. I was very fortunate to get it right away. I'm not a mathematician. I hated math, algebra, I got a C in. So if you hate math as much as me and you were scared, I promise that it's all going to be okay. It's going to make sense once you do some things to make it make sense. You kind of have to set yourself up for success and memorize a few conversions, and the rest is easy. I use dimensional analysis on my channel, so if you are familiar with dimensional analysis, then this may be very familiar to you. If you're not and you're using another method, try this method. See if it works for you. I've tried many other methods, but this one makes the most sense to me. It's kind of a foolproof way of how not to miss any information. So yeah, I hope this series helps you out. Make sure you subscribe, stay wild, join the family, hit that notification bell so you're notified of my next uploads, and keep on watching. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna do some basic rounding of decimals because it's super important. If you have not already downloaded this dosage calculations conversion cheat sheet, make sure you do so. I'll go ahead and leave the link below. If I forget, please remind me in the comments so that I can put the link, because sometimes I'm in a hurry to edit and I forget. But it's cute. You can go ahead and laminate it and keep it in your binder, your folder, wherever, whatever, you know, wherever you're doing your med math calculations. So yeah, it's super easy to follow, and as we go along, I may add some more formulas and things to remember, but yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I have just my notebook here, and we're gonna start working on rounding some decimals. So I'm just gonna put a few numbers here, and we're gonna go ahead and just round a few. All right, so we'll do 3 of these. Let's do 7.77. All right, so I have 3 numbers that we're going to be rounding. So we're going to be rounding to the nearest tenth. When you have a number that is a decimal, the first number to the right of the decimal is the tenths place. So it is this place here. That is your tenths place. So think of your decimal as the ones place, or really this number here is the 1, and then tens, hundreds, thousands, and so forth. So what we do when we want to look for the tens place is we want to underline the tens number, the 10th number, 10th place number. And what we're going to do is we're going to look to the number to the right. So in this case for number 1, what number is to the right? It is a 3. Okay? Anything 5 and above will round up. Anything below, we will round down. So 5 and above, round up. 4 and below, it stays the same. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and round this number to the nearest tenth. 4.63. So we're going to look at the tenths place and then see its neighbor. Okay? It's a 3. So what are we going to do? We're going to keep it the same because it is not 5 and above, and we're not going to make it a 7. So that equals 4.6. Okay? If there's a place that is, or a question that is asking you round to the hundreds, then you would go to the next number. This would be your hundreds. You would look at the next number. There is no number, so it's 0, so it would stay the same. You're not going to add any trailing zeros, just like discussed in our first video, because it changes the value of the number. So keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and work on this one. 6.78. We're going to look at the tens place. We're going to look at its neighbor. Is it higher than 5? Yes, it is. So what are we going to do? We're going to increase the tens place by 1 number. So that equals 6.8. Okay? We don't need this number because we used it to round up. The next question is 7.77. Look at the tens place, look at its neighbor. Is it 5 and above? Yes, it is. So we are going to go ahead and round it up. So that is how you round to the tens place. Now we're going to keep adding to this. So let's add 4.637. Then we're going to make this 6.782. We're going to make this 7.779. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to round to the nearest hundredths place. So in order to do that, we're going to do the exact same thing we did here, except we're going to underline our hundredths place. So 3, 8, and 7. Anything to the right of, or the left of this number is going to stay the same, except your hundredths place. That is going to be dictated by the number next to it. So rounding, okay? So if we wanted to round to the nearest hundredths, we're going to look at the hundredths place, look at its neighbor. Is it 5 and above? Yes, it is. So this number is raised by 1. So it's 4.64. That's the answer for that one. For this one, we're going to go ahead and look at its neighbor. Is it 5 and below? No, it's not. So it's going to stay the same. 6.78. For this one, look at its neighbor. Is it 5 and above? Yes, it is. So it's 7.78. And that's how you round. The same rules apply if you're doing thousands or 10,000s and so on. So just remember, what I do is I underline the value, the place value, then I look at its neighbor, and that will dictate whether you go up or you go down. It's just really remembering that the number or digit to the right of the decimal is your tens place, and that's your hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and so forth. All right? Okay, so now that we did some basic rounding rules, we are going to do some basic dosage calculations. I have some notes here, so let's see. Okay. Alright, so make sure you take out your cheat sheet. I have mine here. I don't really need it because I've memorized my units already, but take it out so that you can use it until you do memorize. So we're going to just do a very basic question using dimensional analysis. I'm going to read the question. I'm going to go ahead and put the question in the description box. That way you can follow, or somewhere here on the screen so that way you can follow along. Okay, so Mr. Cooper is in critical care unit and requires sedation for an emergency procedure. The prescription reads, Versed 10 micrograms per kilogram, intravenous now. The patient weighs 220 pounds. How many micrograms of Versed do you give Mr. Cooper? So we have a few digits in this question. We're going to go ahead and write our order first. So when I am doing my questions, even on a dosage calculations exam, I write my order. So the order is 10 micrograms per kilogram IV now. And what is given is the patient's weight. The patient weighs 220 pounds. So we already know that pounds and kilograms go together. We can make a conversion there. So this is going to be needed to be converted to kilograms in order to find out how many micrograms per kilogram. So the way we're going to set up our question is we're going to set up with the particular unit needed. We need micrograms. So we're going to go ahead and do that, okay? And what in our given do we have that is micrograms? We have 10. So I'm going to put 10 micrograms over what other unit do we have? If we have this unit here, the unit next to it needs to come along because this is one whole order, okay? So it's 1 kilogram. So now we know that we need to convert kilogram to pound. How do we do that? We're going to go ahead and look at our conversion sheet, and we know that 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So whatever unit is down here, it needs to go up here, and we're multiplying, okay? So I know kilogram is going to go here. Well, I know that 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds, okay? And what else in our given gives us pounds? If this unit's here, it needs to come up here, so pounds. Well, we have 220 pounds, so I'm going to go ahead and use that because that's what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out any of my units to make sure that I'm left with the unit that I want, and I am. I'm left with micrograms, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put a 1 here. You don't need to. It's just a placeholder. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. So it's 10 times 1 times 220. That equals 2,200. Okay? Then I'm going to multiply across. 1 times 2.2 times 1 equals 2.2. Now we're going to go ahead and divide. We're going to divide this. We're going to divide 2,200 by 2.2. And that gives us 1,000 micrograms is needed based on the patient's weight. So it's fairly easy. We did one conversion, which was kilograms to pounds, or from pounds to kilograms. And in some questions, you will have to convert milligrams to micrograms, vice versa, or micrograms to grams. So you're going to have multiple conversions inside your equation. Let's go ahead and do one more. The next question reads, you are preparing to give Mr. Smith his metoprolol titrate 100 milligrams PO daily as prescribed. The pharmacy sends metoprolol tablets in 500 milligrams. How many tablets do you give Mr. Smith? All right, so first we're going to write our order. Our order is 100 milligrams PO daily. So PO means by mouth. Maybe I'll do a video on abbreviations. Let me know if you would like that by giving me a thumbs up on this video. That's the order. The supply. How does the medication come? The medication comes in 50 milligram tablets. Okay? Tab. So this means 50 milligrams / 1 tab. So what do we need? It's asking how many tablets do we give Mr. Smith. So we need to find tablets. I just use tabs just as an abbreviation. So we know that we need to find tablets. So what in our given has tablets? The supply does. We know that 1 tablet is equal to 50 milligrams. Now, if we have this unit here, we need to bring it here. What in our given has milligrams that we haven't used yet? 100 milligrams. So this is going to go here. 100 milligrams. And I just like to put the 1 here just to fill in the blank. Sometimes this will change depending on how often you're dosing. If it's asking you 3 times a day, if it's saying weight, for instance, if it's by weight. But in this question, it's fairly simple and easy. We're just going to go ahead and multiply across. 1 times 100 is 100. Don't forget to cross out your units as well, just so we know we're finding the right unit. Now, 50 times 1 is 50. And we're going to go ahead and divide, and we get 2. 2 tablets. That's how much Mr. Smith is going to be getting. 2 tablets. So these are fairly basic questions. I'm going to go ahead and leave a few questions in the description box for next week's MedMath Monday, so that way you can go ahead and give them a try, see if you got them, and we will go ahead and review them together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do one more, and we'll be done with this week's MedMath Monday. So the prescription reads, amoxicillin 300 milligrams by mouth. And the supply is oral solution, which equals 10 milligrams per milliliter. How much will you give? So we're going to go ahead and write our order. Our order is 30 milligrams PO. And our supply is an oral solution, which equals 10 milligrams per milliliter. How much will we give? Well, we need to find milliliters, okay? Because that's going to determine how many milligrams we give. So we're going to go ahead and put our unit that we need. We need to find out how many milliliters to give based on the amount per milliliter and the order or prescription given. So we're going to go ahead and see what do we have in our given that is milliliters. Right here, 1 milliliter. If there's no number in front of the milliliter, it's automatically 1. Okay, so keep that in mind. If it says 5 milliliters, the 5 will be there. And then whatever is here has to go with this, so we're going to put it underneath. And we're going to, whatever is here needs to go up here, so we know milligram has to go there. And what in our given that we haven't used yet has milligram? 30. So 30 goes here. You can put a 1 just for a place value if you'd like. I have done this so many times that I don't need to anymore. So we're going to go ahead and multiply across. 1 times 30 equals 30. Oh, and let's not forget to take out our units that are here so that we know that we have the right unit measurement that we're looking for. And then 10 times 1 equals 10. So then we're going to go ahead and divide. 30 divided by 10 equals 3 milliliters. Very simple. These are super easy, very easy to understand and go through. I suggest doing at least 10 to 20 questions just like this, so that way you can get the idea of how you're using dimensional analysis by bringing up the unit from here to here and just plugging in your numbers or your given data that is necessary. In some questions, you will notice, if you're already deep into dimensional analysis, that your the question that you do get may have a lot of fluff in it. It may have a lot of unnecessary information or numbers that are not necessary. So it may say like a 500 milliliter bag with 2 milligrams of morphine infused per kilogram. It gets a little more complicated, and you just need to learn what numbers are important and what numbers are not. But we'll get there eventually. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and leave some questions down below so that you can go ahead and review, give this a try. If you like these types of videos, let me know in the description, let me know in the comments below. Thumbs up this video, don't forget to subscribe, stay a while, join the family, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!